Do you want to change your life? Change how you think. The words you speak are either lifting you or tearing you down. Every time you say, I can't, you're programming your brain to believe it. You're planting a seed of doubt in your spirit before you even try. And the worst part, your mind listens. Your subconscious is always taking notes on what you tell it. When you say, I can't, you give up the fight before it even begins. Think about a time when you told yourself, I can't do this, and then, guess what? You didn't do it. Was it really because you couldn't? Or was it because you convinced yourself not to even try? See, most of the time, it isn't that we lack the ability, it's that we lack the belief. And when you lack belief, you lack action. And when you lack action, you get stuck in the same place, wondering why your life isn't moving forward. Success is not for people who say, I can't. It's for people who say, how can I? You have to train yourself to ask better questions. Instead of saying, I can't afford that, ask, how can I make the money to afford that? Instead of saying, I can't get that job, ask, what skills do I need to get that job? The quality of your life is based on the quality of your questions. If you ask defeated questions, you get defeated answers. It's time to flip the script. Start telling yourself, I got this, even when you're scared, even when you don't know how, even when you feel like you're in over your head. Because when you speak it, your mind starts figuring out ways to make it happen. Your brain is wired to solve problems, but you have to give it the right problems to solve. Words have power, and you have control over what you say. You wouldn't pour poison into your drink and then complain that you feel sick, right? So why do that with your words? Every I can't is a drop of poison in your life, killing your dreams little by little. You have to cut it out like it's toxic, because it is. I don't care if you don't see the way yet. I don't care if it feels impossible right now. Your job is not to know every single step ahead of time. Your job is to believe it's possible and take the first step. When you start speaking life into your situation, you start moving in ways you never thought you could. From now on, I can't is no longer a part of your vocabulary. If you have not got anything good to say about your abilities, keep your mouth shut. If you can't find the belief in yourself yet, borrow it from me. I believe in you. Now it's your turn to believe in you. I don't care where you came from. I don't care what mistakes you make. Your past only defines you if you let it. Everything you've been through was preparation. Every hardship, every setback, every failure, it wasn't there to break you. It was there to build you. But too many people let their past chain them down instead of using it to climb up. Do you ever meet somebody who spends all their time talking about how bad things used to be? They're still living in it. They might be standing in 2025, but their minds are stuck in 2010. And guess what? If your mind stays in the past, your future will look just like it. You gotta let it go. Not because it wasn't real, not because it didn't hurt, but because it's over, you got work to do. Every struggle you've had came with a lesson. But if all you do is complain about the struggle, you never get the lesson. And if you never get the lesson, you never grow. Life isn't about avoiding pain, it's about learning from it. It's about taking every single thing you've been through and using it as a stepping stone to something greater. Look, I've been broke, I've been counted out, I've been laughed at, and I could have let that define me. I could have sat there and said, well, I guess this is just my life. But no, I took every loss, every mistake, and I used it. I studied it. I learned from it. I made sure that every setback was setting me up for something greater. Your past is your teacher, not your master. The only reason it keeps controlling you is because you keep permitting it. Stop letting a version of you that no longer exists dictate the future you deserve. You are not the same person you were back then. You are stronger, you are wiser, you are better. And let me tell you this. Some of y'all are holding on to things that happened years ago like it just happened yesterday. You are mad at people who moved on with their lives while you are still stuck on what they did to you. Let that go. You think you're punishing them by holding on to it, but you're only punishing yourself. Free yourself so you can finally move forward. Your past has two options. It can either be the weight that holds you down or the wind that lifts you. The choice is yours. And from this day forward, I need you to make a decision. The past does not own you. The past does not control you. The past was training. Now it's time to graduate and go get what's yours. Everybody loves to talk about their dreams. People sit around all day imagining what life could be like, what they would do if they had more money, more opportunities, more resources. But dreaming alone doesn't pay the bills. Dreaming alone doesn't build empires. The difference between people who make it and people who don't isn't the size of their dreams. It's the size of their work. You can't just wish for success. You have to work for it. You can't just visualize a better life. You have to move your feet in the direction of it. Some of y'all have been dreaming about the same thing for 5 or 10 years, but your actions don't match your ambition. You're waiting on the perfect moment, the perfect situation, the perfect opportunity. Let me tell you something. Perfect isn't coming. The time is now, and the opportunity is whatever you create. Hard work doesn't mean just staying busy. A lot of people work hard, but still don't move forward because they're busy doing the wrong things. They spend all day complaining, procrastinating, and making excuses. That isn't work. That's wasting time. Real work means putting in effort that pushes you closer to your goals. It means staying focused, staying disciplined, and staying consistent even when you don't see the results yet. You have to be willing to work when nobody's clapping for you. You have to grind when the motivation runs out. Everybody's excited at the beginning, when the idea is fresh, when the vision is clear. But the real test is who's still putting in the work 6 months later, a year later, 10 years later. Most people quit when it gets hard. Most people slow down when they don't see instant results. But success doesn't come from what you do once in a while. It comes from what you do every single day. Dreams without work are just fantasies. You can talk about success all you want, but if you aren't willing to sacrifice, to push past exhaustion, to do what others won't, then all you have is a nice thought. The people who make it, they don't just work hard, they work smart. They take action when others hesitate. They show up when others make excuses. They keep going when others quit. If you want it bad enough, you'll find a way. If you don't, you'll find an excuse. Your dreams are real, but they're waiting on you to prove you deserve them. They're waiting for you to stop talking and start moving. You aren't got to be the smartest, the most talented, or the luckiest person in the room, but you better be the hardest worker. Because when you combine a big dream with even bigger work, there isn't anything on this planet that can stop you. The people you hang around will make you or break you. You can't expect to grow if you're surrounded by folks who are comfortable staying the same. If everybody in your circle thinks the same, talks the same, complains the same, and makes the same excuses, guess what? You're going to do the same. You don't rise higher than the standards of the people around you. If they're okay with being average, they'll make sure you stay average too. Some of you are loyal to friendships that are keeping you stuck. You're afraid to outgrow people because you don't want them to feel bad. But let me tell you something, real friends don't hold you back. Real friends don't get mad when you start thinking bigger. Real friends push you, challenge you, and make you better. If the people around you don't inspire you to level up, you're in the wrong circle. You need to be around people who make you uncomfortable in a good way. People who are ahead of you, who know more than you, who think differently than you. That's how you grow. If you're always the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. If nobody around you is making you stretch, making you think bigger, making you work harder, then you're in a comfort zone disguised as a friendship. It's hard to let go of certain people, but you have to ask yourself, are they helping you build your future? Or are they just reminding you of your past? Are they challenging you to be better, or are they comfortable watching you stay the same? Growth requires separation, not because you don't love people, but because you love yourself enough to want more. Some folks will call you different or say you've changed. Well, isn't that the goal? You're supposed to change. You're supposed to evolve. Look at the most successful people in the world. They didn't get there by hanging around small-minded people. They got around mentors, they surrounded themselves with winners, and they put themselves in rooms where they were forced to grow. If you want to go higher, you have to do the same. Get around people who talk about ideas, not just gossip. People who push you to be great, not just people who keep you company. People who call you out when you're slacking, not people who let you settle. The right people will challenge you, correct you, and inspire you. The wrong people will drain you, distract you, and discourage you. Every person in your life is either fueling your future or feeding your fears. You have to choose wisely. Fear and faith are two sides of the same coin. Both of them require you to believe in something that hasn't happened yet. Fear makes you believe in failure before you even try. It makes you believe in rejection before you even ask. It makes you believe in disaster before you even take the first step. And if you let it, fear will talk you out of every opportunity, every dream, and every blessing that was meant for you. Fear is a liar, but it's a loud one. It'll scream at you, telling you that you're not good enough, that you don't have what it takes, that you're wasting your time. It doesn't need proof. It doesn't need facts. It just needs you to listen. And the moment you believe it, it wins. Fear doesn't have to be real to stop you. It just has to be real in your mind. If you give fear too much power, it'll keep you stuck in a life that's smaller than what you were created for. Faith is the opposite. Faith tells you that even though you can't see the finish line, it's there. It tells you that even though you'll have all the answers, you'll figure it out. It doesn't promise an easy road, but it promises that if you keep walking, you'll get to where you're supposed to be. Faith is knowing that just because you don't see the opportunity yet doesn't mean it isn't coming. It's knowing that just because you failed before doesn't mean success isn't waiting for you up ahead. The crazy part, fear and faith both feel the same at first. They both come with uncertainty. They both make you nervous. They both make you question yourself. The only difference is fear will paralyze you, but faith will push you forward. Fear keeps you waking up every day feeling stuck, but faith gets you up chasing something bigger. Fear makes you hesitate, but faith makes you move. And movement is the only way you're ever going to change your life. Some of you are standing at the edge of something great, but you won't jump because fear got you believing in the worst case scenario. You got a dream, but you're scared to fail. You got a talent, but you're scared to put it out there. You got an idea, but you're scared people will laugh at you. Fear got you sitting on a blessing that was meant for you, while somebody with half your talent is out there winning because they had the faith to try. You get to choose which one you listen to. You get to decide which one controls your life. Fear is going to show up. It always does. But you don't have to let it drive. You don't have to let it keep you small. Faith is the key to every breakthrough you've been waiting for. And the second you start believing in what's possible instead of what could go wrong, your whole life is going to change. Everybody wants success, the money, the freedom, the lifestyle. But very few people want the process. They want the reward without the work, the results without the struggle, the glory without the grind. But let me tell you something, there is no success without a process. The process is where you earn it. The process is where you become the person who can handle the life you're asking for. If you don't respect the process, you'll never be ready for the promise. The process isn't pretty. It's not fun. It's waking up early when you don't feel like it. It's staying consistent when nobody's watching. It's working when other people are partying. It's trying, failing, adjusting, and trying again. It's years of effort that nobody claps for. Years of discipline that nobody sees. And that's why so many people quit before they reach their breakthrough because they thought the process was supposed to be easy. Have you ever seen somebody who reached success and wondered how they made it look so effortless? It's because you didn't see the years they spent grinding behind the scenes. You didn't see the late nights, the early mornings, the sacrifices, the failures. You didn't see the times they doubted themselves but kept pushing anyway. Success is like an iceberg. Everybody sees the top, but they don't see the massive foundation of work underneath. The process is where you separate yourself. This is where most people give up, and this is where you keep going. This is where most people look for shortcuts, and this is where you put in the extra work. This is where most people settle, and this is where you demand more from yourself. You don't just wake up one day at the top. You climb, you grind, you push through the moments that make other people quit. You have to fall in love with the journey. You have to wake up and attack the process with the same energy you dream about the result. Because if you can't handle the process, you can't handle the success. Do you want millions? Learn how to manage 100 first. Do you want influence? Learn how to impact the people around you first. Do you want to be the best? Learn how to show up every single day like it's already yours. Most people never make it because they only love the outcome. But the winners love the process. They respect the grind. They embrace the struggle because they know that's where the real growth happens. When you learn to love the process, you stop chasing success and you start becoming the person success chases. If you're going to do anything extraordinary, you're going to look crazy at some point. If you're going to chase a dream that's bigger than what the world is used to seeing, you're going to have to make some decisions that don't make sense to everybody else. The people around you are going to question you, doubt you, and look at you like you've lost your mind. And you know what? That's good. It means you're on the right path. If nobody thinks you're crazy, then your dream ain't big enough. If you're not scaring the people around you with your ambition, then you're playing it safe. You're living within the boundaries of what's comfortable, and guess what? Comfort isn't where greatness is born. Greatness is born in the zone where people look at you and say, that ain't gonna work, but you do it anyway. Greatness is born when you stop caring about what people think and start caring about what's possible. People who are crazy enough to believe in their dreams often end up changing the world. Think about all the people who've ever done anything remarkable. At first, they were the ones who looked nuts. Steve Jobs was crazy for thinking he could change technology. Oprah was crazy for thinking she could have a show for women of color. Elon Musk was crazy for thinking he could send people to Mars. But guess what? They were right, and now we see them as visionaries, but there was a time when they were just crazy. You see, the world is conditioned to follow the crowd. Most people are so caught up in fitting in that they don't even try to stand out, and because of that, they live mediocre lives. Mediocrity is safe and safety is boring. But if you want something that stands out, something that makes history, you have to be willing to look foolish for a while. People are going to laugh at your dreams, doubt your journey, and question your method. You just have to keep going. Do you think people didn't think Noah was crazy when he started building an ark in the middle of a desert? Do you think people didn't think Thomas Edison was crazy when he failed 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb? Do you think people didn't think J.K. Rowling was crazy when she kept pitching her manuscript after being rejected over and over? But you know what? They didn't care about the doubters. They kept their vision clear, and they didn't mind looking crazy as long as they were getting closer to their dream. The truth is, you're going to look crazy. People will laugh at your hustle. They'll question your choices. They'll tell you to quit and take the safe route. But as long as you stay focused on your vision and keep pushing forward, they'll stop laughing and start respecting you. You might look crazy now, but soon they'll be looking at you and wondering how you pulled it off. Keep going, keep grinding, keep believing, because when you finally reach your dream, they'll be the ones who wish they dared to look as crazy as you did. Let's be real for a second. Excuses are the most expensive things you'll ever make. They don't pay your bills. They don't build your dreams. They don't move you any closer to the life you want. All they do is keep you stuck in the same place year after year, wondering why nothing's changing. You can make excuses all day long, but when the bills are due, when the deadline's approaching, when the opportunity knocks, guess what? The world doesn't care about your excuses. The truth is, we've all got a million reasons why we can't do something. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough money. I'm too old. I'm too young. I'm not qualified. The list goes on, and guess what? All those reasons might be valid, but they don't matter. Life doesn't care about your excuses. The world is moving whether you show up or not. You can sit there and justify why you're not where you want to be, but the fact remains, excuses don't get you paid and they don't get you ahead. Do you know what does get you ahead? Action. That's it. Action is the currency that pays the bills. Do you want results? Get to work. Do you want success? Put in the hours. Do you want to live life on your terms? Stop making excuses and start making moves. We all have the same 24 hours in a day, but what separates the winners from the ones who just talk is what they do with those 24 hours. Every excuse you make is a missed opportunity. Every time you say, I can't, you're closing the door on something that could change your life. Every time you look at the obstacles in front of you and decide it's too hard, you're handing your dreams over to someone else who's willing to do the work. Life's too short to waste it making excuses. You'll look up one day and wonder where the years went, wondering why you're still in the same place. Don't let that be you. You have the power to change your life, but you have to stop waiting for things to get perfect. There will never be a perfect time. There will never be a moment when everything lines up exactly how you want it to. You have to start with what you have, where you are, and just get going. It's about taking one step forward, then another and another, no matter how small the step. As long as you keep moving, you're winning. The bills don't care about your excuses. The rent doesn't care about your problems. The debt doesn't care about your reasons. You got to show up and make something happen, no matter what. The world won't stop to pity you or your excuses, but it will open doors for those who are willing to push through, take action, and put in the work. So get out of your way, Drop the excuses and go make something happen, because nobody's coming to save you. Only you can do that. If you're not learning, you're not growing. That's the hard truth. You can't expect to elevate your life, your business, your relationships, or your mindset if you're stuck in the same old habits, doing the same things, thinking the same thoughts. Growth isn't automatic. You have to actively pursue it. And the only way to actively pursue growth is by constantly learning. If you're not hungry for knowledge, you're going to fall behind. Most people think growth happens by chance, but it doesn't. It happens because you decide to evolve. It happens because you invest in yourself. You can't stay stuck in what you already know and expect to step into something greater. If you think you know it all, then you've already hit your limit. But when you embrace the idea that there's always more to learn, you open the door to unlimited potential. There's a lesson in every failure and every setback and every person you meet. Every successful person, every game changer, every innovator got to where they are because they committed to learning, to improving, to never thinking they knew everything. Even the greats are students of their craft. You never stop learning, never stop growing. If you think you've mastered something, that's the moment you start losing. There's always a new skill to learn, a new perspective to gain, a new tool to add to your belt. If you're not evolving, you're getting left behind. You don't learn by sitting back and letting life happen to you. You learn by getting uncomfortable. You learn by challenging yourself. You learn by reading, listening, observing, and taking action. You learn by stepping out of your comfort zone and trying things that scare you. The world is full of information. Use it. Seek out new experiences, new knowledge, and new people who can offer insight. The more you learn, the more powerful you become. The moment you stop learning is the moment you stop growing. Think about it. How many people you know who've been stuck in the same place for years? Same mindset, same job, same routine. And then think about the people who are constantly leveling up, the ones who are always hungry for knowledge, always seeking new challenges, always finding ways to improve themselves. You don't have to be the smartest person in the room, but you better be the one who's always asking questions, always trying to figure out how to do things better. Your growth depends on what you choose to focus on. You can either choose to stay stagnant, using the same old excuses, or you can choose to learn, grow, and evolve into the person you always dreamed of being. If you ain't learning, you ain't growing. So get out there, seek knowledge, embrace the journey, and remember, growth never stops as long as you keep learning. Let me hit you with some real talk. Pain is temporary, but regret lasts forever. Right now, you might be going through something tough. You might be dealing with rejection, frustration, exhaustion, or failure. It hurts, it feels uncomfortable, but guess what? That pain won't last forever. The sweat, the tears, the sacrifices, they're all part of the journey, and they will fade. What doesn't fade is the regret of never trying, of letting fear hold you back, of sitting on the sidelines watching others go after their dreams while you make excuses. The pain you feel today is the price you pay for progress. It's the price you pay for growth. If you want something more out of life, you're going to have to go through some discomfort. That's just the truth. But that pain doesn't define you, it refines you. Every time you push through pain, you become stronger, more resilient, and more prepared for the next level. What you're going through right now is a temporary chapter in your story. Don't let it make you quit before the next chapter unfolds. But regret is different. Regret is the one thing you can't outrun. When you look back years from now, will you be proud of the choices you made today? Or will you be filled with what ifs and if only? The pain you're feeling now will eventually pass, but the regret of never chasing your dreams, of never giving it your all, will haunt you for the rest of your life. You'll look back and wish you had taken that risk, made that phone call, signed that contract, or taken that step forward. Regret doesn't just make you wish for a do-over, it makes you question your worth. It makes you feel like you didn't live up to your potential, like you failed yourself. And that's a feeling that can stay with you forever. You can't buy back time. You can't go back and redo moments that you let slip away because you were too scared, too comfortable, or too unsure. The pain you feel today, the struggle you're facing, is nothing compared to the weight of regret. Imagine looking back on your life and realizing you didn't go after what you truly wanted. Imagine being stuck in a job you hate, living a life that doesn't fulfill you, all because you were afraid of a little pain. The regret of living an unfulfilled life is far heavier than the pain you'll face when you take chances. Yes, there will be hardships, and yes, there will be setbacks. But at least you'll have the satisfaction of knowing you fought for your dreams, you gave everything you had, and you didn't let fear hold you back. So when it gets tough, when the road gets hard, remember this: pain is temporary, but regret lasts forever. Push through, fight through, do it scared, do it tired, but do it. Don't let regret be your legacy. Don't let the fear of discomfort stop you from becoming the person you were meant to be. Every step you take now, every ounce of effort and every challenge you face is an investment in the future you deserve. And that future, it'll thank you for pushing through the pain today. How many times have you told yourself, I'll start when the time is right? How many times have you looked at your dreams, your goals, your next move, and thought, I just need to wait for the perfect moment? Let me tell you something. The perfect time doesn't exist. There will never be a day when everything lines up perfectly, when every obstacle magically disappears, when fear completely fades away. If you're waiting for that moment, you'll be waiting forever. The truth is, every single person who has ever achieved something great had to start before they felt ready. They had to step into uncertainty. They had to take action when the situation wasn't ideal. They had to move forward despite the fear, despite the doubts, despite the voices telling them to wait. The people who win in life are not the ones who wait for perfect conditions. They're the ones who create opportunities with what they have right where they are. You want to start a business? Start with what you got. You want to get in shape? Start today, even if it's just a 5-minute workout. Do you want to write that book, learn that skill, or go after that dream? Stop overthinking it, stop analyzing it, and just start. The biggest killer of dreams isn't failure. It's procrastination. It's people convincing themselves they need to wait for the right time instead of just making a move. Let me tell you something. Life will always give you a reason to wait. There will always be bills to pay. There will always be responsibilities, distractions, and unexpected problems. If you let those things control your timeline, you'll never get started. You'll look up 5 or 10 years from now and realize you wasted all that time waiting instead of doing. And that's a painful reality to face. The people who make it happen are the ones who stop making excuses and start making progress. They don't let fear, doubt, or outside circumstances keep them from taking action. They understand that the only way to build momentum is to start moving. Because once you take that first step, everything else starts to fall into place. The fear gets smaller, the path gets clearer, the opportunities start showing up, but none of that happens if you never leap. So whatever it is you've been putting off, whatever dream, whatever goal, whatever next step you've been waiting on, this is your sign to stop waiting and start doing. There is no perfect time, but there is a perfect opportunity, and that opportunity is right now. Take it. Move forward. Start where you are with what you have and figure the rest out along the way. Your mind is the strongest tool you will ever have. It can either build you up or tear you down. It can push you toward greatness or keep you stuck in fear. The way you think, the way you see yourself, the way you talk to yourself, it all determines how far you go in life. The truth is that success starts in your mind long before it shows up in your life. If your mindset is weak, your results will be weak. If your mindset is strong, there's nothing you can't achieve. Your thoughts shape your reality. If you constantly tell yourself, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, or I'll never make it, then guess what? You won't. Not because you don't have the talent, not because you're not capable, but because you've already decided in your mind that failure is the outcome. Your brain believes whatever you tell it the most. If you feed it negativity, self-doubt, and excuses, it will take those instructions. But if you start feeding it power, confidence, and belief, it will turn those into action. The most successful people in the world aren't the smartest, the strongest, or the most talented. They are the ones who have mastered their mindset. They understand that their thoughts control their action, and their actions control their result. They don't allow doubt to dictate their decision. They don't let fear control their future. They train their mind every single day to stay focused, to stay positive, to stay committed. no matter what obstacles come their way. Your mind will always try to take the easy way out. It will try to convince you to quit when things get hard. It will try to keep you comfortable because that's what it's designed to do. But comfort is the enemy of growth. If you want to go further, if you want to break through barriers, you have to take control of your thoughts. You have to stop letting fear and negativity run the show. You have to start training your mind like a champion, because that's what winners do. Think about it. Every time you push yourself, every time you choose to believe in yourself, every time you shut down the doubts and keep going, you're strengthening your mind. And a strong mind can overcome anything. It can push through pain, failure, rejection, and setback. It can keep going when everything around you is telling you to stop. Your mind is your engine, your power source, your secret weapon, but it only works if you use it the right way. So be careful what you tell yourself. Be careful what thoughts you allow to take up space in your mind, because your mindset is either working for you or against you, and the choice is yours. Train it, strengthen it, protect it. Your mind is the most powerful weapon you have. Make sure you're using it wisely. Now listen, I don't care where you are today. I don't care how bad it looks. I don't care what obstacles stand in your way. The moment you decide that you're bigger than your problems, the moment you believe you are capable of more, that's the moment your whole life starts to change. The mindset that changes everything, it's the mindset that says, I refuse to quit. I refuse to settle. I refuse to let my past define my future. I will win. And if you believe that, then go out there and prove it.